Hey guys, Owen from Titanism, and welcome to another guitar playthrough. Is this long enough? So the song I'm going to be playing through today is Parasites, our third single from Titanism 2. And I'm going to do things slightly differently today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the song from start to finish so you can see how it is played. Then I'm going to break it down into its own individual sections and take a closer look at each one of them parts. The guitar I'm playing today is my Titan 1 Telecaster, super heavy relic, standard pickups through the Kraken preamp pedal going straight into A button. So without further ado, this is Parasites.
Waking up, I hear their voice, forced upon us with no choice. With them closing in my head, I cry. Bring me my closure, bring us our fame, deflecting us away from who's to blame. Parasites, they each on our decay. It's
So that was Parasites played through from start to finish. Now we'll take each section and break it down. So let's start with the intro. Now this song is in the key of C, and it's also in 3/4, which means there's actually one less beat per bar. The song, when I wrote it, it was going to be in 4/4, but it made the riff too long. So for example, in 4/4, the song would be like this. And I didn't like the gap between the pull-off and the top two notes. So what I did was I made it 3/4 and it shortened it a little bit. And I thought it sounded miles better. So to play this, what you do is you start on the 3rd fret and pull off to the 0. Palm mute twice. And then play 3 on the 5th string and 1 on the 6th string. Repeat the first bit, so the 3/0 on the 2 palm mutes. But this time, instead of playing 3/1, you play 2/0. So again, all the way through. And then you just repeat that until the first verse comes in. Now when the first verse comes in, this is when you've got to look at the 3/4 time signature, because it does affect your palm muting and how many times you play them. So you start on the open notes, so the C string, so 0. And that's the palm muted rhythm all the way through the verse, no matter where you're playing. So you start on the 0, like I said. Play that twice. Then you move up to 8. But play it once. Then you move down to the 3rd fret and you split this one in 2. So the first lot of palm mutes on the 3rd fret and the second lot of palm mutes go on the 2nd fret, but you're actually playing 2-3-2. Bit like the D chord shape. So what I mean when you split it in 2 is you play the first section on the 3rd fret, the second bit on the 2nd fret like this. So you split them in half. So again, that is 0, 8, and then 3, but then 2-3-2 on the rest of it. And then you repeat that. But instead of going down to 2-3-2, I like to do the thing that you can only do on Telecasters, which is a kind of a thing Matt Bellamy from Muse does, where you actually play the top string above, like the strings above the nut, and it makes this noise. Now the reason I do that is because there's actually a synth sort of doing something similar, and I realised when I was practicing that it matches really well. So once you've played the 8, 3, and then repeat. So that's pretty much the first verse. If you listen to the song, you can get an idea of where you play it, because on the second time round, like the second half of the verse, just before the chorus, instead of playing to 8, instead of going down to the 3, you don't actually play anything. So it's work my eyelids to the bone, abandon everything I own. Parasites, they leech on our decay. Because then it does the glitchy section. First time I've sang on one of these, not a fan. Anyway, so now we move on to the chorus, which is just, again, all based around the standard power chords. Starts on 0 again. But what you do is you go 0, 0, 3, 5, 0, 0, 3, 5, 8. Sounds complicated, but it's slowed down, it's like this. And that's the first bit of the chorus. So sped up again, that sounds like this. The progress from the truth, poison and selfish from there. And then you go down to 3, youth. Silver spoons that hit, and 2-3-2, cloud, their sights. And then in How Is This Right, we go 2-3-2, 3-5, and back to the 0. So all the way through, draining the progress from the truth, poison and selfish from their youth. Silver spoons that hate and cloud their sight. How is this right? So you repeat that again. So what if they hate us? What if they don't? Will it bring changes? No, it won't. We deserve to stand and... But instead of going to 2, 3, 2, you go up to 7. Fight. 7, 7, 8, 7. And then stop while there's a drum fill and back into the main riff. So that's the intro, first verse, and now the chorus. Sorry if I'm going a bit quickly. There's a lot of sections in this song, and I don't want this video to be 3 hours long. So the second verse actually has no guitar in it for the first half, but in the second half, when it does come back in, you're basically playing the same chords as the first verse, but on the beat. So on the beat of the 3/4 time signature. So the 3, 0, 8, 3, and then up to 7. And then you go 7, 5, 3, and stop. That comes in. That was embarrassing. And then you go back into the chorus, and the chorus is exactly the same as the first one. So all we've got left now, I think, is the bridge and the final section, so the outro section, which is slightly different again. But the bridge is a clean pick section. So I'm just going to change channels on the Kraken, which is on the floor in front of me. And yeah, let's move on to the bridge section. So it goes like this, doesn't it? So pretty much everything is on the 2nd string and the 5th string. What you want to do is you start 5th fret on the 2nd string and 6th fret on the 5th string. To move phrases, we slide on from the 6th fret on the 5th string to 8 and back to 6. Then you move down to the 1st fret on the 2nd string and the 3rd fret on the 5th string. Another slide, going from, again on the 5th string, 3, 5, 6, and then you stay on the 6, but you play the C string, so the 1st string and the 5th string together. That's 3rd fret on the C string, and still on the 6th on the 5th string. It's a bit of a stretch, I know. And then we do another slide from 6, 8, 6. Then you move 0 on the 2nd string and 5th fret on the 5th string. And you slide from 5 to 6, then 6 to 8. So once that's played together, 6, 8, 6 slide, 1 and 3. 3, 5, 6 slide, 3rd fret on the C string this time. 6, 8, 6 slide again. 0 on the 2nd string, 5th fret on the 5th string. 6, 8. Now the second time round, instead of doing that on the 0, instead of going from 5 to 6 to 8, we actually go, which is 6, 5, 3, 5, 3, 2. But you pick the 0 on the 2nd string first. And let that ring as you play that section. And that's the bridge section all the way through. It then has a slight break. There's some Parasites that sort of scribble in your ear a bit, and then it kicks back into the main riff. Now the only bit left is the final outro section, which is back on the heavy channel again. So you've played your main riff. Dan shouted, bleeding, bleeding out, bleeding, bleeding out. Kind of less effective when you say it. And then we move on to the last section, even when we cannot see. So this is probably the hardest section to play and sing in this song, because you go in 0, 0350. Now, the easiest way to do this is to pick the first one, pick the third, and then hammer on the fifth. Just like that. And then you go from 753. And repeat. Only when you get to the last notes, you slide up to 7, but instead of going 5-3, you go 8-10. And that's how the song finishes. So the ending is, even when we cannot see, hate and recess cannot be, we will look back, read the signs, parasites will lose their minds. And that is Parasites. I hope that made sense. It kind of made sense to me, I guess. But yeah, I'll only know when I edit the video. So if it didn't make sense, I'm sorry. I've left already. I can't go back. And it's basically just a waste of content. But I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. But yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. All the tracks are on all your streaming services. And yeah, look forward to the next video. Cheers, guys.